So now let's take a look at some simple routing with Express. Routing is how Express deals with different requests that it receives. We can configure routes so certain pages are returned when certain requests are received. Let's go back into app.js and add a route so we can see how Express routing works. Let's add a simple GET request handler. What this does is any request that comes in, Express will be looking at the request and seeing what type it is, first of all. And if it's a GET request, we can grab that GET by using the command app.get. And the second thing Express will do is look at the URL. And if this is a clean URL, meaning it's just our site URL with nothing after the domain, then this GET will handle this request. So the second argument we need to add to the app.get is a function that tells app.get what to do when this request comes in. Express passes this function the request object and the response object, and those are arguments for the function itself. So I'll add those in. The request is the information coming from the browser. If it's a post, it may have form data, it's got the header info, all the request info. Right now though, it's the response that we'll be dealing with. So let's flesh out the body of the function with some response action. And what we're doing is telling the response to simply send the text string aloha world in the response back to the browser. So we can save this file off and come back down to our running application and kill it and then restart it. And then we can go out to the browser and look at what we're getting from this response. Let me pull up a new browser tab. Here we go. I will plug in the URL. And yes, we got Aloha World. Let's go back to the IDE. And as far as routing goes, we can create one so simply by copying what we just wrote and pasting it below the original app.get. So let's do that. Now, if we add a path, particular path like routing, for instance, and say Aloha routing, we can then save the file, go back, Control-C to stop, arrow up, npm start, and let's go back to our browser. And we can do a simple refresh on this, and it's still working. And then we can test our new route with /routing. And yes, we got Aloha routing. And back in the IDE, we've now got two simple routes configured and running. One for our home route and the second one for /routing. Pretty simple, yeah? We'll get into more routing in a later module and see what else can be done with Express routes.